So, finally, not doing this in front of my shop for once. I'm actually out in the field where I test, or, well, dry creek bed in this case. It's finally open for the fall, which you're seeing this in like late February, early March. So, not really fall, but it's fall for me at the moment. So, anyway, this week I have a wakizashi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sure if I'm not, someone's gonna correct me. Anyway, this is not traditional in like any sense of the imagination, other than the basic like outline of it, really. Other than that, everything is pretty modern. I actually got the idea from this from the game Starfield, which, as of right now, has been out for like a couple months, I think, or a month or two. I haven't played it. I don't actually have a console that plays it. I'm still using the old Xbox Ones because I spend too much time out in the shop to upgrade at the moment. So, yeah, haven't played it. Want to. Maybe will eventually. Probably long after it's relevant. But anyway, I've seen people talking about like the weapons from it. One was a wakizashi, which I actually really like. I love the katana shapes, and I'll probably make one like this eventually. I want to make like a full set that's done like this one. But I like the wakizashi. It's the same shape, but it's like short, and I kind of like the shorter swords, personally. But yeah, so they had like they just call it wakizashi, but it had a very like tactical look to it because it's futuristic. I'm like, I kind of want to do that, so I came up with my own design. It's very different from theirs. Well, the base shape and color is about the same, but it's again looks very different from theirs. Again, non-traditional because this is 5160 steel, which not a traditional katana or wakizashi steel. Paracord wrap handle. This is actually a gutted paracord, so it's just like that nylon. I think it's nylon, like outer core, or not outer core, outer shell of it, which gives it that like katana-like wrap. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Underneath that is actually a black G10, which again adds kind of just a nice black underneath to it. With the wrap looks really cool. Again, there's no like cap here, like there usually would be, and this is riveted on. Also spring steel. The whole thing that's steel is actually spring steel. Other than the pins, they're stainless. But outside of that, the shape is good. It's got a good weight to it. It's also one of the only blades I've made that has a balance that's pretty close to the hilt, which I don't think is accurate for katanas. Wakizashi's probably not either. They're usually a little more blade heavy. But again, this is a full tank, so the tank's full width. And yeah. Anyway, this is a fun project. Stressful to build because trying to build this while doing a full-time job that keeps wanting you to do overtime is not easy. But either way, I haven't actually tested this yet. Usually I do this like when I get home or whatever, but I'm actually doing this now. So I'm going to shut up and get to just cutting up water bottles. I got a pumpkin. It's going to be fun.
Okay, I got my blade nice and forged out. It doesn't have a super big curve to it, but I didn't really want it to. Of course, I keep it hammered straight because it kept wanting to curve on me because hammering the bevels does that. Anyway, so I'm going to kind of, sharpen up the point to where it's not awkward like that. Refine the handle shape a little bit. And of course, find the spine and the cutting edge so where it's not all wonky. Then grind in the bevels the rest of the way. Probably have to shorten the handle up a little bit, but I'm not certain how long. Maybe an inch or two. And yeah, hopefully this won't take too long. Okay, so I have my sword ground to shape. Got some bevels on there. Now I just need to, of course, the blade will need heat treated, heat cycled and then heat treated, tempered, all that fun stuff. But first I'm going to make the guard and that little metal piece that goes above the guard. I don't know katana terminology. Please forgive me. Anyway, so this is going to be the guard. It's also a piece of spring steel. I have another piece of spring steel that's going to be wrapped around here. I might rivet it in place, but I'm not sure yet. Haven't decided. I'll see how it goes. This won't be. This will be held on the same as everything else. I would weld it in place, but I don't think my welder can weld carbon steel very well. It's a shitty welder, and I won't be able to get to a better welder, which would weld it in place, until this weekend, which would be when I film it. So now it's not happening. Anyway, so using what I have, what I'm first gonna do is take my grinder, cut out those two holes, which are 1/4 inch, which is the thickness of the blade at the base. I think it tempers a little bit. Yeah, it does have a bit of a distal temper to it. Not a ton, but it's a wakizashi. I don't think they have much of a distal taper. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think they do. That's not important, actually, to anything. But iron grinder, cut that out, file out the shape. I might use the forge, but it's big enough I might not need to. So hopefully not. Okay, so finally have everything cut, ground, heat treated, sanded, drilled through. Well, mostly drilled through. I still have to drill through the handle scales, but that won't take long. Anyway, once I lost my train of thought there for a second. Anyway, what I'm going to do is etch all of this so it's all like a dark gray. Spring steel, so it won't be quite black. These also spring steel because I want them to also be black. Same with the scales. I drilled 2 holes here, 1/4 inch, which I'm going to use for some stainless steel tube that I actually use for a lot of stuff. I didn't know what else to use. I kind of thought it'd be cool, maybe. I don't know. These 2 holes are going to be to pin this in place. I was going to have it wrapped around, but it just wasn't going to quite work, so pinning it is. And those 2 holes where there shouldn't be too big of a deal, especially as thick as the tang is. And I'm not going to be chopping wood with this. So anyway, I also drilled this hole at the bottom, partway for just look, but I will also have the wrap will probably go through there and be tied off, so that way it doesn't like come undone. That's my plan anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna give all these a nice soak in ferrochloric acid and then get this glued on with a JB Weld, and I'll be back to you once that's complete. Hopefully it won't take long. It's another late night.